Hi there, I'm Chris. I'm from Tassomai's customer success team and I am our engagement champion. So what I'm going to be doing with you today is showing you how you can amend the settings for the classes that you directly and actively teach on Tassomai. So when you're logged in to your dashboard, select the class that you want to amend the settings for, and then go over to the settings tab. So there are three settings, as you can see. We're going to focus first on the manage content, as this is likely the setting that you'll be editing the most. Now, by default, when classes are created on Tassomai, all possible content for that class will be active. What we can see here is that this is a science class. So I have the three different sciences organized by the different topics according to this exam paper. If all possible questions and all possible quizzes within a topic are available, then the topic will be assigned as active. If the whole topic has been turned off, you've guessed it, it will be inactive. But we can see here that organic chemistry is currently set to partially active. Now, what this means is that within this topic, certain subtopics have been switched off while others remain on. So if we click on the arrow to the left of the title of the topic, we can see that hydrocarbons and their properties have been left on, whereas fractional distillation and cracking have been turned off. So what this means is that you can set topics right down to a subtopic level. Once you have made those choices, Tassomai's adaptive algorithm will then personalize the pathway of learning for each of your students based upon their prior performances in those topics and subtopics that you have allowed for them to see. Now, a word of warning, these playlists will remain edited until you go back in and make further changes yourself. They won't revert back to a master setting over time. So you do need to make sure that if you've made sweeping changes, let's say right before a key assessment or mock paper, that you go back and put on other topics that you've switched off. Otherwise, students in this particular class will only see those active topics and subtopics. So a word of warning there. Now, the other two settings, my personal advice is to leave them on the presets, and I'll explain why for each one, but I'll talk you through those anyway. The interleaving setting essentially denotes whether or not students can self-select the content that they take when on Tassomai. Now, by default, the recommended setting at the top is that students can do this after they have completed their daily goal. So the way in which the system works is that daily goals will be set for students each day, and they will have been compiled by the adaptive algorithm on a student-by-student basis. Students will currently first need to complete that workload by achieving enough points to beat the daily goal, upon which they can then click their topic button to choose areas of their own volition. So they first need to address those key areas of concern, those slightly weaker areas through the daily goal system. But then once they've done that, they can use the topics button to choose quizzes on any area that they want to. What you can see is that you can either set it so that students can never choose topics and that they can only do what the adaptive algorithm says, or they can always choose the topics that they take. Now, we have a little disclaimer there. We don't recommend that students always take the topics that they want to take, simply because they're at risk, therefore, of only ever choosing topics that they feel the safest on and securest on, and thus avoiding the trickier content that you know they need to address. So our recommended is that default after their daily goal setting. And the final setting is daily goal discounts. Now, this is a system that, again, inherently is enabled. If students keep up a habit of Tassomai, they go in and regularly complete their daily goals, the system will reward students that do this by slowly but surely chipping down their daily goal totals. So in other words, if a student is regularly getting their daily goals done, the platform is rewarding them by making that number that little bit easier to achieve with the frequency at which they're completing them. We realize, though, that some people might want their students to just have a fixed amount of work to do each day on Tassomai, in which case you can disable that discount system like so. Hope this has been useful. As always, please get in touch with us via success@tassomai.com with any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.